Yes, we had one. Let's see. We had one on Saturday a week ago, I guess. And then we waited till exams are over. So Thursday is today, Friday?
Today is Friday, yes.
Okay. This was number 3. It's hard to know what day of the week it is sometimes.
So have you seen improvement over the practices?
From yesterday to today, huge. I didn't talk to you after practice because I wasn't really in a great mood after that one. It was just, the practice was decent. And then we ran a little conditioning and everybody acted like they were dead. You know, it was just not very. It was a bad image. And, but today, I mean, they got their mind right and they got it done. They looked like a team. You know, yesterday they looked like I want to say it just wasn't good.
I know you wouldn't make excuses for any kids, but do you see that around exam time? Is that something that's typical?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. All their lifting and running was not mandatory during exams. We want to have the freedom to do that, but it's like I told them. I mean, no one studies 24/7 through exam. There's some days, there's probably a day in there or 2 days maybe that you just got to get after it. But on a 5 or 6 day period, you might have three exams. You could probably take an hour or two to get your blood pumping a little bit, and I think a lot of them didn't. And then when we came back to work, it was not good. But the good thing, you know, is that we're going to be going from here all the way through to the game. A lot of times, if you got like a January 1 bowl, you'll practice, then you go home 4 days, then you come back, and then all you got left is those couple days at the site. And those are the times that you really worry about your conditioning more. I know we'll be in good shape by the time we get to this game because we're going straight through. There's a one day for travel, but other than that, we're really going every day.
Hey, Mark, do you mainly make these practices about West Virginia, or is this all about Miami, and then like a week before the game you worry more about West Virginia?
Well, we'll start scout team work tomorrow. Okay, the first 2 days were fundamental. Now, to me, fundamentals will help us win a game. So I think it's still in preparation for West Virginia. It's not like we're scrimmaging or we're doing a spring ball practice. We're doing a normal Georgia practice, working hard on fundamentals and not having to do a lot of thinking and scheming the first couple of days, just focusing on blocking, tackling, you know, all the things that you got to do to be great fundamentally, and then starting tomorrow we'll start hitting our scout team work. We'll start it. We're not going to go the whole day in scouts, but little by little we'll get more and more as we go.
Mark, obviously recruiting in South Florida is always going to be a challenge because everybody comes down here, but the landscape changed a little bit over the last couple of weeks with Charlie Strong coming in state, Lane Kiffin is now coming in state. How do you expect that to kind of impact what you guys do?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they're great coaches, really good programs, you know, and it'll be attractive to guys. So we'll see. We just gotta try to be more attractive.
What did you think kind of just of the lineup of coaches now? I think I saw something that every FBS coach has a championship, either as a coach or a player.
Right. It's impressive. Everyone wants to talk about it. You know, but I mean, they are good coaches. They know what they're doing. I think this state is blessed with those coaches, and also with the coaches are blessed with the talent base in this state. I mean, it's probably a big part of the attraction. I don't think that you'd have that lineup in a state that didn't have enough great players to support everybody.
Coach, does everyone go to the bowl game? You know, even kids that haven't played, or?
Everybody, yes. Yes, they do.
And I didn't notice Gerald Willis practicing. Any updates on him?
Yeah, he had his knee cleaned up, and he's not ready to be outside yet.
Gotcha.
Might be too early to ask this, but is there anybody standing out that we haven't noticed on the field? Might give you another week to answer that, but anybody?
No, we like I've been saying, we're really not. It's not like we've got a big patch of guys that we're redshirting and getting ready, and they're going to be the next guy. I mean, all those guys are playing. You know, there's nobody that hasn't been either getting reps in a game or practice to this point. So it's not like all of a sudden we're seeing something new. We're seeing, like I said, if I had 20 guys either redshirted or guys that were just not getting a lot of reps, special teams only, and I mean, I might be going 8-play drives for scrimmages maybe once a day or every other day just to develop them, but we don't have enough bodies to do that right now.
How about George Brown? Has he been getting in the mix at all?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's been getting in the mix the whole time. I mean, we've been getting him 2 reps a lot, even though we know he's ineligible to play. But we want to teach him, want to train him, want to get. And we've been trying to develop him the entire season.
Mark, there have been a couple of reports of players that have said or thinking about transferring. Has anyone approached you? I think
No.
2 that we saw were Gus was one of them that was considering it, and
Yeah.
Cortell Jenkins
Yeah.
was the other. Have
Yeah.
either of them spoken to you?
No, they haven't. That's this time of year. You know, those kind of things happen. I'm not talking about them specifically, but you know, the guys that want to stay and be great, that's wonderful. The guys that choose to go for whatever reason, you know, God bless them. I'm okay.
Also,
Now again, I'm not saying
Right, that either.
I'm excited about either one of those guys leaving. I don't want them to, but you know, we're not going to beg anybody to stay at the U. It's too great of a place.
Sorry, David Njoku said yesterday that he thinks you were going to hold off on telling them what their
Yeah, I saw that. I
the
watched
projections
those.
were. Yeah.
I watch all those, by the way. I want to see what everybody's saying, but
you did- what-
how you do most of the time. I watch those most of the time.
Kind of. I don't know if other coaches do that. What, is it true?
It just depends. You know, what it depends on yearly is really kind of when you get the information, because you give it to the you give it to the NFL. And some years I didn't get it back till 3 days before the game. And I'm talking about January 1 games. And some years I get it back quick, you know. And so depending on when I get it back might have a determination of when I talk to them about it. So.
Anything?
Oh, I was going to say, is there anything you can tell us about how kind of that information gets to them? Is it just like kind of?
I tell them.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and tell them, and then I get exactly what they get, and then after I tell them, then it gets either emailed or snail mailed to them, you know, exactly what I'm going to show them. So, but they give me the same copy as they give the players, but they give it to the head coach first and let him try to figure out when's the best time to talk to him about it.
How about as far as you mentioned, you have NFL people, that you're trying to give them information. Is it kind of the same way? Like you let them know I talked to this guy. He thinks you're a, whatever.
I'll tell them what they said. Yeah, that's why I do it. I just want, like I told them, and I've been telling y'all, I want them to have the best information possible. I don't want them to base their decision on just what I say or what an agent might say or what the media might say or think, or I want them to at least get there's more reasons to stay or go other than what the NFL says. So that's a big piece of it, though. What do they think about you? Is this a wise business decision for you? Okay, if it's not, okay, then this information might help you decide whether it is or it isn't. But there's other reasons to stay. Get your degree before you go. Maybe come back and try to win a championship with your team. Or there might be another reason to go. Like, I really think, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn for Artie, but I think Artie Burns was seriously considering staying. But his situation, he needed to go at that time. So there's all kind of other factors that go into it, and just got to respect it. But the process for me is to give them as much really good information as I possibly can, and then let them pray about it and get with their parents and family members and decide what to do.
Last question, guys.
Just kind of about what you were saying with Joe Yearby. I know he has a couple kids and stuff, and it seems like he was pondering about that. Could you give us an assessment of him and how he's
I
done
would
this
never do
year?
that. Well, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say what I think about him as a pro. Joe has done a really good job. He's worked hard, So has Mark, so has Gus. I mean, those 3 guys are all very good players and been productive. I think Joe's a very good player. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yeah.